We often wait for the perfect moment to start. We wait for the funding, the office, or permission to lead. But what if the impact you're meant to make is hidden in the messy, very unscripted start? Today's guest did not just get named one of South Africa's 100 shining stars and a 40 under 40 Africa nominee. She is the founder of Elam Empowerment, a woman who believes that mentorship is not a buzzword, it is a lifeline. Today, we are stripping away the titles to talk about the reality of building a legacy from the ground up. Welcome back to Unscripted with Nompumelelo. I'm joined today by Siphesihle Ndwandwe. She is a visionary leader and a founder of Elam Empowerment, an organization dedicated to mentoring and creating tangible opportunities for South African youth. Beyond her impressive accolades, she's a fierce advocate for social impact and a practical guide for the next generation of leaders. Siphesihle, thank you for joining us on Unscripted. To get us started, I'd like to hear the opening chapter of your life. Where did life begin for you? Where did it all start? Where were you born? And who are you to shape the person that you are today?
Sure. Powerful question, hey? So Siphesihle Ndwandwe, I was born in Pietermaritzburg. Funny story with my birth being my parents stayed in Glencoe, which is up north of KZN. They went to Durban for errands. And I then decided, hey, it's time for me to come out now. And my dad apparently said, no, we need to, she needs to be born in Dundee, which is 4 hours away.
I know where Dundee is, actually.
Yes. So on their way there, they then had to stop over in Pietermaritzburg because obviously my mom couldn't hold the baby in because the baby needs to come out. And so I was born in Pietermaritzburg. I'm from KZN. And that's basically where life began.
So what was it with Dundee that you had to only arrive in Dundee?
You know, maybe it's because my mom's a nurse and she worked at Dundee Hospital. And we stayed, again, Glencoe, which is Dundee's the CBD of Glencoe. So maybe it's it's close to home and it's where she works. This is where she's supposed to be born.
And then you just flipped the script.
Exactly. I guess that's been my life all along.
Oh wow, that's a good one. Siblings?
Yes. So I had an older sister, 10 years older, and then younger brother who is 5 years younger than me.
Okay. Yeah. So you're the middle child.
Yeah. Shout out to all the middle children.
Middle children and their issues.
And we're special. We're
very
just a special kind.
Yeah, very special. So you've been recognized as a shining star in South Africa, but every star has an origin story. And you've just shared a little bit about where you come from. But what was that one specific moment that made you come to the decision that you wanted to start Elam Empowerment?
Okay, I'm gonna just take us back in time. 2020. So at the time, I'm in corporate treasury, and I am team manager for the team, 3 years in. So I'm doing quite well in terms of climbing, the ladder and stuff. At the start of that year, I remember they'd asked, what is your goal? 5 years time, 10 years time. And I said, in 5 years time, I'd love to start a nonprofit. That feels like something I really want to do. And in 10 years time, surely it would be operational by then. I don't know why it would take me 5 years to get an organization operational, but that was the dream at the time, right? And it's funny when you think about it because we're in corporate, right? And so obviously, you're answering the question, but you're kind of answering it wrong because This is, hey, here in this space, where do you want to be in 5 years? And I remember at the time thinking, yeah, in 5 years' time, because NGOs, NPOs are for old people. That's, there's the Nelson Mandela Foundation, there's Desmond Tutu Foundation. Like, you have to be a grown person to have an NPO. And so in about May, June, I felt an impression to resign, which doesn't make sense because it's 2020, COVID, people are losing their jobs, things are going crazy in the world, and I felt the Lord was saying I should resign. So I took a step of faith once I confirmed that, like, hey, Lord, this is you. Okay, sharp. This is from you. And okay, I believe it. And one of the scriptures that he gave me was the story of Abraham and Isaac. And God says, take your son, your only son, the one you love, go sacrifice him. And it says the next morning he got up, right, to go do it. So
that was a job for you.
Yes, because I'm stable, I'm good, everything's fine. And the world out there is going crazy. People are losing their jobs. All the best to them, whatever. And so, cool, I then resigned. And at the time, what had happened was I started noticing the homeless more. So I started noticing the fact that as a society, we ignore the homeless a lot. Like, it's almost ingrained in our society that you ignore the guy on the side of the road, you ignore the guy at the robot. At best, you'll give him a 2 rand coin or whatever, and you kind of...
Or if your window is open, you close it.
Yes. And so that started to weigh heavily on me all of a sudden, which kind of felt weird because Nami, I was part of the problem. Now all of a sudden I'm like, wait, this is a problem. Then after I resigned, I guess started just feeling like I need to do something about this. And at the time, also with the lockdowns, they need to be in homeless shelters. Some of them aren't in homeless shelters because there are no spaces. And so as I then started engaging with the homeless guys in the area that I was in, I then felt this desire to help them. So I'm calling different shelters, trying to find spaces for this one over here. We have another one on the street and they're not in a shelter, but we're in a lockdown. So everyone needs to be off the streets, really. And so I think that's kind of where the story of Elam begins.
Sure. And we often wait for perfect conditions, right? Mm-hmm. To launch a project, to start. And at the time where there was so much uncertainty, you just decided, that is it, I'm doing it. Mm. And God spoke to you and you were like, I am being obedient and I'm going ahead and I'm starting.
Yeah.
And so with that said, that's a very small start, right? But what did it mean to you? I mean, did you ever stop at once and be like, actually, I left my job for this, and at this point, I don't even know what this is. I'm just helping the homeless locate a shelter so that they can be in a safe space and be off the roads.
It's funny because I didn't put the two together. So the one felt like, okay, the Lord has called me out. Okay, I'm stepping out in faith. I don't know what he's calling me to, but I'm stepping out in faith. So this feels like okay, while I wait for the next thing, okay, let me do this. Yes, let me do this. And okay, I have a heart for this. Okay, I feel like I'm called to do this. Maybe somehow the two will come together because he'll open another door for like another corporate job or, something. And I think it took a while for me to realize that, okay, actually, this is what I'm called to do. I'm stepping into purpose now.
Yeah. And perfection is dangerous because it stops us from starting because we want all the answers to the questions we might have.
And all the ducks in a row.
Yeah, all the ducks in a row. Coming from a corporate background, I mean, that's how we roll in corporate, right? Yeah. You get everything in order and then you move. You've spoken a lot about mentorship, and mentorship is a word that gets thrown around a lot in corporate and social circles. So in the context of modern South Africa and the youth, what does mentorship look like? Because that's one of the things that you are passionate about.
I think in the space that I've been in and I've been operating in, what I've seen is that mentorship is more than just it's more than just a buzzword, right? It's more so taking a journey with a person, right? And I think an important part of that is willingness. What I've seen is I can't want more for you than you want for yourself. And so therefore, ultimately the buck stops with you. So if I'm saying, okay, let's walk this journey, this is something you want to do, right? For example, I'm walking a journey now with a young lady who I know her and she does her nails beautifully, right? But she also doesn't have a job. So I said, but my sister, you've got a job in your hands because you've got the skill and now you just need to get people. And she said, the thing is, I can't find people. I don't have people because people have their people, right? I said, well, here I am. I don't do my nails, but here I am. I'm
your person now.
Exactly. I'm your person now. And so ultimately, if at some point she decides, nah, I don't want to do that, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to want more for you than you want for yourself.
Yeah. So basically the mentee makes the mentorship work.
Yes.
So I can't be your mentor and be the one that keeps on
pulling you.
Yeah.
Like I can't pull you by the nose.
Yeah.
Because ultimately it's your life that I'm providing support to kind of push you further. And okay, you maybe want to get up onto this table, you're on the ground. So I can provide a little stool for you to get up so that you can stand on this.
Yeah.
But if you then decide, nah, that's too high for me, or that's too scary for me, or I just don't want to do it, or I'm tired, then that's also, I need to be okay with that.
But I hear you, but what keeps the youth of today motivated? What really does keep the youth of today motivated?
I think what I'm actually finding is that it's easier to find youth that aren't motivated because they're tired. They're seeking opportunity. They're knocking on doors. And if you're constantly knocking on doors and no one is opening, you get to a point where you're just like, what's the point?
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I think it's easier to find motivated young people that are kind of at the start of the journey of, okay, I'm unemployed, I'm out of school. What is it now? Like, where do I go now? There, they have more zeal. They have more, okay, let's get in. Okay, now, if we're saying we're going to equip you with skills to start your own business, let's help you kind of find your niche, find an opportunity in your community and see what you can do. It's easier to work with someone who's just stepped into the space of unemployment than someone who will tell you, I have been at home unemployed for 5 years. I have been applying constantly. And everyone keeps saying, why are you not applying? But I am.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that's opening. And so there, it's harder to then bring encouragement, to then say, okay, we've got this thing, we want to help you. Like, let's help you position yourself to be able to start something. By the time we get there, they're depleted. They're exhausted. They have nothing to give.
That's such a sad reality in South Africa. I mean, when you look at the unemployment rate and the percentage of youth unemployment, it just really leaves you feeling like what else can be done. And as a young person in South Africa, if you were in a position to stand up and speak to the depleted youth that feels that I've tried everything, I have knocked on all the doors that I can possibly knock on, what do you say to that person?
I think, what would I say? It's to try again, right? But looking at different avenues. So you can't keep, what is it? They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right?
Yeah.
And so if all you're doing is, I'm applying, no one's opening a door. Okay, maybe let's look beyond applying, right? Let's look at something completely different. Let's look at entrepreneurship. Like, that's a passion of mine, and also like something that we kind of spur on as much as possible in terms of, okay, so the job market is saturated as it stands, right? And so you can't sit at home and say, but I'm applying and I've been waiting, it's been 5 years. Then it means this is not the door. let's now find another door to kick
Where
open.
you can...
Yes. And so let's look at what is your skill set? What can you do? And is there an opportunity in the space around you? Is there a problem that you can solve? Because also, there's certain issues that we are primed to bring solutions to. There's certain things that bother you. And the reason why it bothers you more than it bothers the next person is because you actually have the solution.
Yeah.
And so if you find a way to package that solution...
So find that one thing.
Yes. Once you then find a way to package it, now you can sell the solution. And now you're able to support yourself, support your family, as well as grow. And I remember I encountered the story of this one lady. She was unemployed, young lady. And she then started a business cleaning, you know, those big rubbish bins that like at complexes and stuff.
Yes,
so she then would clean those after trash day before they go back in. And she eventually got a job within the space she was in, which was some kind of sciences, right? And so she's now working a job that she studied for. But now she's also got this business. And so now she's able to hire 2 people on the side for this to continue while she also now pursues what she studied.
Yeah. And I mean the secularity of the economy and the industries in 2026, they've changed so much. And the opportunities that are there for the young people. So if the door of applying for a job is not opening, then young people should be looking at the skills that they have.
Yes.
Some of the skills you just need a computer and Wi-Fi, and you can sit there and you can get onto an online course and gain a skill.
Or better yet, you can apply the things that you are able to do and create something. There's at some point I started doing this like weird like butterfly art thing, and it was just like something I wanted to do, right? So I started doing it, and I think I showed it to my cousin, and she said, "Whoa, I want to buy that." I was like, "What? Why do you want to buy this?" Because I think a lot of times we also look down on our skill set, right? Like, if I can do this, everyone else can do this.
Everyone else can do it.
And ultimately, it ended up becoming a little side hustle that I didn't necessarily like plan for.
It was incidental.
Yes. And so I think a lot of times people assume that the things that they can do, other people can also do.
Yeah.
And so because I assume other people can do this, you don't need this from me.
Yeah.
But actually, you've got something that we need as there's a market for this, but you're not stepping out into market. Also because you're waiting for the conditions to be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So we recently, in my other job, advertised a role. So we're looking for a person, a skill sets that you generally find with young people. It was so sad to see that for one role, an average of 800 people applying for one role. And even with those applications, when you do the shortlisting, because you are looking for a certain type of person or skill set, there's hundreds that you don't even get to look at. And these days we use these systems,
AI,
right? To basically do the first round of shortlisting. So we do not even appreciate that the processes themselves do not really support a person that's sitting at home for the past 5 years without a job. Every advert that you see out there will give you a minimum requirement that includes experience. Yeah, so I like what you just said, because it really talks to the challenge of looking at this challenge and having a different perspective so that you can turn it into an opportunity.
Yes, because even if, like, our heart is, even if you still want a job, that's fine, right? But how do you justify on your CV that there's been no action for the last 5 years? But if you started a little something, Yana, whatever it may be. Let's go with the nail thing. You've been doing nails for the past 5 years. These are skills that you've learned in this that are transferable.
Yeah.
And so now you almost even become a better candidate, right? Because even the skill set that you have, there's
customer
skills,
service.
yes.
Right?
There's certain skills that are transferable that you can then market as, yeah, I want to do this, and this is why this has helped me to actually be the perfect person for this.
For this role, yeah. No, that's interesting, and I suppose young people or people who feel so depleted, they don't see that opportunity to say, let me start something and be doing something while I am waiting for that job. Because that something that you're doing is experience.
It's experience. It might actually end up being the thing that you do and you didn't even know it, and it changes your family's life or, dynamic or whatever.
Yeah. So after you were named as South Africa's Shining Star, what pressure came with that to perform? Because now we're all looking at this shining star.
The shining star must shine.
The shining star must shine. We must see what, was seen,
What's funny is I think in general, I struggle with receiving accolades, right? And celebrating, taking a moment to celebrate. And so at best, I probably went, oh, yay, I got that. Thank you so much.
And you
moved on with my life. And I was like, okay, like what else needs to be done? Okay, now I need to do.
Yeah.
Because I think while I'm sure in the back of my head, I was like, yay, thank you so much. But I also, a part of me was seeing all the things that I've not done yet. So rather than taking a moment to pause for the things that are being celebrated that have been done, I'm just like, okay, but I haven't done this. I really wish I would have done this. I'm missing this. So therefore, what is there to celebrate? Because all of these things are missing.
Yeah. And the importance of celebrating milestones, no matter how small. Sometimes it's just the encouragement that you don't know you need.
Yes.
And for yourself.
Yes.
And we're always very quick to move on to the next thing.
Like I need to, and I think I found that with the 40 under 40 Africa nomination when it came out, I guess at that time I was questioning the space that I'm in because I'm like, okay, like what is actually happening, Lord? Like what are we doing? And so when that came in, it felt in that moment, I actually needed it as affirmation that I'm on the right track, I'm on the right path. Okay, thank you, Lord. But again, I'm not celebrating as like, yay, what? I'm named as a nominee for this.
Being nominated alone is a big thing.
Yes.
So talk to me about the Shining Star and the nomination. When you went back and you closed your doors and you unpacked it for you, what did it mean?
I mean, the question would be, did I unpack it for me?
Okay, well,
right?
let's unpack it now.
Sure. I think, it says that you're doing something right? And it acknowledges that even if you're not where you think you should be, where you are now is far enough that it's worth noting, it's worth celebrating. Because in my mind, all I'm thinking of is, okay, but we've not touched as many lives as like I want to touch, and these are all the things that are missing. But actually, wait, because while that may be true, in this moment though, there are things that you've done, lives that you have changed and impacted. And so let's take a moment. Let's
and take it
that.
in.
Yes.
And take it in.
Because well done. You're not where you want to be, but you're not where you started.
Yeah. And I think appreciating as well that in the work that you do, the need is greater.
Yeah.
It's just immense. So it's okay to take a moment to celebrate yourself. It's okay to take a moment and say, oh, I've done 1, 2, 3. I may not be where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. And that becomes important. And it fuels you to work even harder. And then the nomination itself, I mean, unpack the nomination, because I mean, until I was doing research. So unpack the nomination for those of us that may not know about it.
So 40 under 40, because I'm above 30, so therefore I don't count for 30 under 30. Kind of has different branches. So there's 40 under 40 South Africa, Africa, global, right? And then also different countries, but obviously I'm not in those different countries. So a thing had popped up and I saw the nomination form for 40 under 40 Africa. I'd missed South Africa, but I then saw Africa, right?
Okay.
And I thought, let me throw my hat in the ring. Let's see. The worst they can do is ignore me, and that's okay.
Think, what are you? What are you?
You know
drinking?
what I mean? Like, girl, what do you think is happening here?
Yeah.
So I put in the information, and obviously they want to know the things that you've done, etc., etc. So send through all the things. And then I got an email, and unfortunately, for a while that email was sitting in spam. So in spam sits this email saying, congratulations, you've been nominated. An email saying, so we need media clippings of some of the interviews that you've done. And an email saying, so if you don't do this by this date, then your nomination lapses. So I randomly go into my spam the one day.
And then boom.
And I find all of this information. And I think the deadline was the next day. I said, what? So even in that moment, there isn't really a moment to celebrate the nomination, because I need to quickly
now you must
send this.
submit.
I need to quickly submit all of these things. Great, submit it. And then they're like, okay, great, congratulations, na. And so when they then bring out the list of nominations, that's when I was like, oh wait, this is a moment, because I'm nominated with people in the community development category that are from different nations, that are doing big things. I mean, obviously, I'm doing some research on, my competition. Let's see. And I'm like,
what?
Whoa, these people are doing hectic things. And again, what I was saying about how we look down on our skill sets. So I'm thinking, why am I in this conversation? Because how did I get into this?
Imposter syndrome.
Exactly. And so I think even just taking a moment to, in fact, initially I thought, they probably just everyone that put their name in is part of, and then I realized not at all. Actually, they went through the applicants, cut down from the applicants to the nominees, and then obviously then the final winner. And I mean, the final winner, I said, I get it.
Okay.
No, all right. I'm not fighting. No. She is doing amazing work, right?
Yeah.
But even to be in the same conversation, in the same category as some of these people and again, being named 40 under 40 nominee in Africa. So this work you're doing is noticed not just in your country, but
in the continent.
In the continent, you're in the conversation. And I thought,
that's a good space to be in.
Wow. Yeah.
So I'm glad we could celebrate that.
Yes, together, even now,
because and that's the problem with high achievers. We are so quick to move on to the next best thing. And I'm saying we because I also suffer from that. And I've had a guest that...
Yes, I think I watched that interview. Yeah. And I said, she's me.
Yes, and I said to her, I am going to be
holding her accountable.
Accountability partner when I see that there's something here. I will say, hey, have you taken a moment to celebrate, to take this moment in? So what is next for Siphesihle Ndwandwe?
So what is next for me is, I guess, would also be synonymous with what's next for Elam Empowerment, right? And I'll just start with Elam and then go to myself. So with Elam, I think there's been a lot of things that I've done in terms of, I don't know what I'm doing, but okay, this is the next thing I want to do. This is how I want to help people. This is how I want to. And so I think it's formalizing and structuring the organization in such a way that it actually does not need me in order to continue thriving, because the ultimate goal is for this to outlive me. Right.
That's legacy.
Yes. And so building the structures for that. I was working recently with our M&E director in terms of coming up with our theory of change, because why don't we have a theory of change? 6 years in, like, come on, right? And so we're doing that. We're like fixing the structures, really.
And the importance with the theory of change is that it becomes a North Star, and you are able to sit back a couple of years later and you say, these were our objectives, what have we achieved, and what impact have we made? But I'm sure you've made impact. So when you're done with the what's next, I want to go to the impact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then also it is expanding our operations. So currently, we recently had our first event in Durban, which was a financial wellness workshop.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I remember having a moment and I was like, oh my word, this now means we're operational in Pretoria, Joburg, and Durban.
Good.
What?
Well done.
This is like so serious.
Well done.
Yes, and with the smallest of teams. So also like growing the team, etc. That is ultimately what's next for Elam. And then in terms of what's next for me, I think I have been looking at how I look down on the things that I have done and have achieved, right? And so because of that, I don't step into spaces confidently. I don't walk in saying, yeah, I'm supposed to be here because I've absolutely done the work to be here. Instead, I'm going,
do I deserve to be here?
Am I supposed to be here? I'm questioning myself in these spaces. And so actually, what's next is stepping boldly and confidently into some of the opportunities that are coming and some of the different things that are coming up. I remember, it ended up being an interview. Initially it wasn't primed as an interview. It was just a conversation that I was having with someone. And they then asked, how long have you been running this nonprofit? And I said, it's been 5 years. This was last year. It's been 5 years, whatever. And I kind of, at the time, was feeling like, I don't know what I'm doing, because I obviously am winging it half the time. But in that conversation, because they were about to start an NPO, I'm advising because I now have the experience, actually. So while I think I don't know enough, I actually do, because experience has taught me a lot.
A lot of things.
And so let me tell you the things to avoid, the things to do, etc., etc. And I remember after they asked that, how long have you been doing that? And I remember thinking, I have been doing this for 5 years. Why do I still think I'm a novice at this? I actually know what I'm doing.
And you could actually find an opportunity to teach and empower other people that are in the same space and starting out.
Yes. Actually, here are things. Don't do what I did. Here's how to do it. And so I also run a consultancy, right? And with the consultancy, it's business support. So literally from like starting your organization all the way to like running it, process optimization, etc. And I'm seeing how the two actually now line up, because with NPO, I'm not just speaking from like the theory of starting an NPO, so this is what you should avoid. No, I've lived it. And so
and you know the systems that are required in place as you scale and as you grow. So the consultancy is fitting into
absolutely. Like they're just merging beautifully. And I just had that revelation maybe 2 weeks ago.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. We are almost at the end of our conversation, but I wanted you to share that one story of impact that you know that you will never forget for the rest of your life.
So as I mentioned, right, one of the people groups that we work with. So we work with unemployed youth, incarcerated women, specifically with menstrual poverty in the prisons, the homeless, as well as survivors of gender-based violence. And so it's different programs to empower these different people groups. And with the homeless, while I was in Johannesburg before moving to Durban last year, I was engaging with the guys kind of around where I was staying. And as I'm engaging with them, seeking ways to help and empower them, realized that through the bin picking, recycling stuff that they do, they were making on average about 1,000 Rand a week. But that money is gone as quickly as it comes, right? Because there's no financial literacy. And so we then started a thing to actually, let's help you handle your money right. Let's help you know, also realize you're essentially making 4,000 Rand a month.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily see that as like, it's because it's coming in bits and
Yeah.
you're making 4,000 Rand a month.
It's a structure.
You're actually making more than you realize. And I remember one of the things being, one of the guys was genuinely excited about being able to go to the store and tap a card.
Sure.
That is something, I mean, I definitely take for granted.
Yeah.
I pay with my phone, it's not a thing. Like,
Yeah,
you tap with your phone, you tap with your device, you move on.
You don't even think about
Exactly. But for him, he literally said, so are you saying we're going to be like the white people and we're going to be able to tap our cards? I almost cried.
Yeah.
I almost cried because so many things that we take for granted that for them are just like,
Yeah.
so even us.
I can do this. Yeah, sure. It just really reminds you that at the core of everything, we are human beings, right?
Yeah.
We are human beings, but we are human beings that are walking around with privilege that we don't even realize.
Yes.
When someone says something like that and you realize, I've actually never stopped to think about this.
At all. In fact, I'm not even interested in finding my bank card wherever it is. I have my phone.
Because,
let's go.
yeah.
Like, I'm not going, whoa.
Yeah.
I can actually tap with a device or I can tap with my card. Yeah.
Yeah. Small thing, big thing.
Yeah.
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 Siphesihle, thank you for reminding us that leadership is not about waiting for the spotlight. It's about being the light exactly where you are. To everyone listening, remember, you don't need the shining star title to start your mission. You just need the courage to be unscripted. You can follow Siphesihle's work at Elam Empowerment to see how they are changing the pipeline of South African leadership through youth. Until next time, keep it raw, keep it honest, and keep going.